But for next week in the boxing world, it's going to be the ladies, and it's the best female fighting in the world. Olympic two-time gold medalist, multiple weight division world champion, undefeated Claressa Shields. She's putting her belt on the line versus little known, at least to me, but Kaye Scott. Kaye Scott, only 7 fights. She's 5-1-1, and she's 42 years old. I'm not trying to take anything away from Claressa Shields.
Oh, you see, you're saying it as it is.
She's got to fight what's out there, and it just doesn't seem like there's a lot out there, especially in that weight class. Her last 3 opponents before this, 42 years old, 39 years old, 38 years old, and now here comes Kaye Scott at 42 years old. So I just wanted to give you a chance to touch on it because Claressa Shields is a special talent.
Yeah, I mean, if she was to your point, if she was in the weight class of Serrano and Katie Taylor, there'd be a lot more to talk about with her, a lot more interest, and stuff. She's terrific. Listen, she's physically strong. She's physically athletic. She's physically got talent, but she's really got a great trainer in
John David Jackson does a great job.
Former world champion. Junior middleweight champion of the world, smart defensive fighter, good solid fighter, and good person. She's technically really, she dots her I's, she crosses her T's. She's a solid, good, she counter punches. She knows how to be aggressive the right way, behind the jab, always balanced, always in position. She's defensively responsible. She's a solid all-around fighter. There's a little bit of a mistake or I don't know if the word's mistake, or it's just a little strange to me, a boxing lifer, that she doesn't punch better, because she throws punches with bad intent. She got good hand speed, good quality. She'll land clean, she'll time you, she'll counter you. If she was a baseball player, what was it? The five abilities to be a great baseball player, right? You got to be able to hit, you got to be able to run bases, you got to be able to field, and there was 2 others. There was like 5 of them, whatever it was. That's why I wasn't a great baseball player. I only had 3 of them. But she would be, if you were using that same rule of thumb to judge a fighter, she's got them all, but she doesn't really bring the power. Or
only 3 knockouts in her 18 wins.
Yeah, she doesn't exhibit the power. She doesn't get that result. And again, it's a little bit of an enigma for me. If a boxing lifer, a little bit of an enigma, because again, she'll time you, she'll hit you clean, everything else. But again, punches are born, they're not made. And it goes to show you, she's physically, stout. She's physically, compact and strong. But I always say the greatest punches are the wiry ones. The skinny son of a guns that aren't as physical, where you say, oh, that must be a big puncher. Sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not. But the wiry ones almost always are, if they want to be. If they have the attitude, like Customato used to say, to throw your punches with bad intentions. And if they're shown the technique to get the most out of those physical gifts that can contribute to power, that can mean power. That's the only thing she comes up short. But listen, I can't get crazy over her. So we're covering it. We're covering her because we want to give our audience everything we can. Can't cover everything, but as much as we can in the world of boxing, and not have them say, oh, why'd you miss this? We're going to miss some. But we figure she's the best. Her, Katie Taylor, Serrano, she's the best woman boxer out there now. She deserves a mention. But the reason that we can't go nuts covering her is because she doesn't have the competition out there. I'm not saying it's her fault, but she doesn't have, there's no competition to make it interesting. If you're a good fighter, you want to see a good fighter with a good fighter. There's nobody in the women's boxing. They run out of opposition of they don't have a surplus of talent at that level. There's plenty. I'm not knocking women boxing. ESPN was the first ones to put it on TV. I was calling them. I'm saying that, and I always gave them credit when credit was due. What I'm saying is that there's not a proliferation of women fighters that are at a certain level. They're out there, but then it drops off fast. Yeah, like Claressa, you got her and she's been in how many divisions? I mean, it's not even just one weight class. She's been in like 4, whatever it is, and every one of them she cleans them out. And there's a big drop off. There might be 1 or 2 that's okay. There's still not her, and boom, it drops down. And proof. To make my point, like if I was in a court of law, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, Your Honor. She's, again, you said it already. She's fighting Kaye Scott, who's 5-1-1, 42 years old, with no KOs. Like, how am I going to get excited? I just said it. I gave all her flowers. She's terrific. Fight terrific fighters, but they're not there.
Yeah, it's been quite some years now since there was a fight that might be a little intriguing on paper. I think that was against Savannah Marshall.
Yeah.
And that was probably at least got to be, 6-7 years ago now?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
And then to my point, you go back her last 3, I'm talking about Claressa, of course, her last 3 opponents, one was 39 years old, one was 38, and one was 43. I mean, again, I'm not getting excited to watch her with that kind of opposition. It's not up to her talent. It's not going to be competitive. I don't want to watch stuff that is just, like every round is the same. It's just one-sided round. I want to see the best with the best, or at least somebody who can bring out the best. Challenge them a little bit. And again, that's the problem with Claressa right now, is that there's a big drop off. There's not much competition to say, I want to go watch her fight because this could be interesting. She's good, and she might get challenged. I don't think anybody wants to watch one-sided bouts.